When deep sleep falls on you, there's a world of dreams waiting to be unwrapped. It's a puzzle waiting to be solved, a dream unfolding, parable of the night. Join us on a journey as we unwrap the mysterious messages found in divinely inspired dreams. This is Dreams Unwrapped. Hello and welcome to Dreams Unwrapped. We have an episode today about climbing mountains with cats that climb mountains. I have my friend Elske free with me. She is a poet and she also manages one of my favorite restaurants, the Blue Owl, where my daughter also works. Even Guy thinks it's a great restaurant. Guy Fieri has even said this is one of his favorites. Um, Elska, I would love to hear about your transitions in life. We're both empty nesters for the first time,
Mhm.
but I don't write poetry like Elska does. So she's going to share about what's happening in her life and share a little bit of poetry as well. I'd
Um,
love to hear that.
Thank you, Faith. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Like you said, I am a mother of three and on the edge of my empty nest as my kids are starting to leave. And if you've gone through that, you understand the emotional transition of losing that space in your home and the amount of energy that it takes to fill the light that your kids kind of take with you when they leave. And for me, that has been gardening and community and poetry. Those are the
Good.
things that have really helped kind of fill my life.
That's great. And what
Yeah.
is community meaning? What does community mean to you?
Community, well, it means safe spaces where you can really be yourself. And I think I love the term third spaces. I've heard a lot recently, a space that's not your home and not your work. Of course, I work in a space that is a third space, so I feel kind of doubly blessed in that regard. I get
Yeah.
to be in a space that people come to escape, to enjoy good food, to enjoy good music, and to see familiar faces.
Mhm. Mhm.
Specifically after COVID, I feel like spaces like that are so important. For me, it was a real intention to choose a workspace where I could be surrounded by a community after not only working in an industry where I was on Zoom prior to COVID, but then through COVID, exclusively being on Zoom was a lot. It's lonely and isolating. And,
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
all globally went through that. So it's really just a joy to be in a space that people are happy to come into all the time and to be able to see people face to face and
Yeah,
connect.
absolutely, absolutely, third spaces, I've never heard that term.
Yeah, I just heard it recently and now I'm hearing it everywhere. So I
Mhm.
think it's just one of those
It's an
things that's
it's a
in the ethers.
post-COVID, that realization that we need people and just how lonely everyone was during the COVID era, we realized that we needed community even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Absolutely.
great. And the Blue Owl is fun for that. I mean, a lot of people make it a regular place. There's music, there's good food. It's just a fun place. And
It
comedy.
is. Yeah.
I want to catch a comedy
Yes,
night there.
comedy night is so fun, and we just actually are starting game night this week.
What? You're
Yeah,
starting game
game
night?
night. Yeah,
We have
Thursday.
yes.
Thursday.
One of our cast members, Sebastian, is a game developer and
Oh my
gamer
gosh.
extraordinaire. I mean, he loves board games. He sends me
Yep,
board games for my birthday, and
it's gotta come.
oh my goodness, that's
Yeah,
so fun. Well, will you read a poem for us?
I will.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. This one I feel reflects a lot of COVID energy, and I'm not thinking about it after talking about that. It's called My Mornings on the Moon. Here on the moon, we pay no mind to the gravity of Earth. We trust in the current of the universal flow. Here on the moon, we sit in silent wonder, the only commotion rushing through our veins. Here on the moon, we are sacred, a mirror to the sun, cast in shadow by the rhythm of the universe, ever changing yet constant as the tides.
Wow. Great. Wow. When you wrote that, what did the moon mean to you? What, you know?
Well, at the time, I was really thinking about the moon as kind of this harbinger of the patterns in our life, the things that we repeat subconsciously that we don't even realize that we're doing,
Mhm.
the way uh, a plant grows towards the sun. is similar to the way that we kind of emotionally might grow towards a family pattern.
Yeah.
And the moon is really intrinsically connected to that because it not only changes every day, but it's also constant every day.
Yeah.
Same way the sun is there, but for me, that's what I was thinking about. I was
Yeah.
really just thinking about patterns. And then also I was imagining myself actually sitting on the moon, like thinking
Wow.
about like, what does it feel like? What is that silence? What does that space feel like? And I think in that was a COVID moment where you feel like you're kind of out in outer space. And yeah.
Like a spiritual third space.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, I have very deep spiritual practice. So that
Uh,
really resonates with me. Yeah.
Tell us about that. What is spirituality to you? And have you had any supernatural experiences or spiritual experiences?
So many. That's
We love,
yeah.
we love talking about that. That's,
Okay.
our
Totally my
favorite
jam.
topic.
Okay.
Come on.
Well, actually, I was raised by meditators on an ashram.
What?
Yeah, I went to school on an ashram.
Okay.
We didn't live there. I just went to school there, but we did go to Sunday service, which was satsang, and I was taught how to meditate on what is called the sound current when I was
Mhm.
8 years old, which is just learning to you plug your ears and you just listen to the sound of your own, blood rushing through your body
Uh-huh.
and then kind of meditate on that and get used to that stillness. Then when you take your hands, your fingers out of your ears, just listening to the sounds that you notice, and
Mhm.
it's something that I was taught to do in nature, and it has just always I've always been a deep listener of nature. I think for that reason, just because I really enjoy listening to the layers, and I think it also it's true when you're out in public and in a community space, how if you sit and really listen to what's going on around you, I
Mhm.
find that rhythm of just humanity really soothing and really lovely.
Yeah.
Um, Spirituality for me is just being connected to yourself, being connected, listening to your own inner voice,
Mhm.
being connected to your creative voice, and just having a sense of self
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
maybe beyond your day to day. Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Beyond your day to day too is significant.
yeah,
That, something that you were saying was making me think that there's a stillness that we can participate in so that
mm,
we can hear and we can understand. But we don't always take advantage of that stillness, like you did as you're meditating. Sometimes we go off and we have a hard time being focused on what's actually happening in meditation and those types of practices, contemplative prayers. Those really help us have more awareness so that we can be in the moment rather than going off, and disassociating um from the things in life that might be bothering us. And
yeah. I think gratitude is a huge part of
Oh.
spirituality as well, and I think that's the topic of dreams, and for some reason, grief comes up for me. It's a
Mhm.
topic that was really say active in my house. Um, as a child, as both of my parents lost their mothers really when their moms were really young,
Mhm.
before I was born, and so I was kind of born in this house with that absence,
Mm.
and because of that, specifically, my dad had a real, um, kind of joie de vivre, like a real appreciation for life. He really,
Mm.
um I think losing a parent when you're young can go a lot of different ways. But for him, he really was grateful for the day to day.
Mhm.
Um, and I really was raised with that appreciation. And I feel like I'm really grateful for that. And for my mom, it really drove her spiritual practice and her discipline. I think the
Mhm.
loss of a parent for her, just she was really wanting that connection with that higher that higher presence when you lose a parent that holds that space for you.
Mhm.
So the combination of those 2, I think, made for a really sweet
Mhm.
home space.
Yeah, yeah. Practicing gratitude is something that I've been doing more intentionally and consistently the last year, and it really changes so much. And just even journaling. I have a friend that created a gratitude journal, and just going through that process every day has been really helpful to set my mindset and perspective.
Yeah, it really does. It changes your vibration and your mindset for
Mhm.
sure. Just
Mhm.
staying with focusing on what you're grateful for
Yeah.
rather than what you don't have. I
Yeah.
feel like it does when you invite more gratitude in, more things come to be
Right.
grateful for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would love to hear your dream. We've read your dream, but I'd love for you to share with the audience about your dream.
Oh, I get to talk about it.
Climbing,
Okay.
climbing the mountain.
Okay. Um in the dream, my kids and I are climbing a mountain, and I grew up in New Hampshire, and we climbed a lot of mountains, and so it was kind of like a mix. It wasn't any particular trail, but it was like a mix of all these different trails that we climbed. And in the dream, my kids kept changing age, like they would go around a corner and they would come back and they'd be little, and then they'd go behind a tree and they'd come out as their adult sizes and ages. And that was new for me. That wasn't something that I'd experienced before in a dream. And in this dream, we were really close to the top and we stopped to rest. And our cats were with us for some reason, which was totally bizarre because my cats have actually never ever been in my dreams. And I'm a super active dreamer. So that was
Uh,
noteworthy for me in and of
yeah.
itself, just that they were there. And, our cats are from the same litter, so they're brother and sister, and the boy, like, sat down next to me and fell asleep, and just like he does on my bed, but it was on the trail, um, and then he didn't wake up, and so I had my oldest tie, like, a scarf I had around me so I could carry the cat, and we kind of walked on to the top of the mountain. It was just a really sweet experience, and then shall I go on to the next part of the dream
Yeah.
as well? So then I kind of woke up because I did, you wake up in the middle of the night and I went back to sleep and I went right into the stream about my wedding, which was back, more than 20 years ago. And in the dream, it was exactly as it had been on our actual wedding day. Um, but right before the ceremony, I just turned to the women around me and I said, "I don't wanna get married."
Mhm.
I was like, "I don't wanna get married." And nobody reacted. Everyone just said, "Okay." And we just kind of went on with the ceremony without the actual wedding. We all got together and ate food and had the dancing and the music and just celebrated. And, it was really healing for me just to wake up with that because I think it was one of those, like, if I could have gone back and told my younger self, "Don't do this," I would have hoped that I would have listened, like, "Don't do this, Mary."
Mm.
Um, but yeah, it was like a dream I've never had a dream at all. I've always been a really active dreamer, but I've never had a dream like that where I was revisiting an actual memory.
Mm.
And I would have thought, in my own, like, conscious mind, if I were to go back and make that decision, even on that day
Mm.
when I was having those thoughts, I would have thought that everyone would have completely freaked out
Mhm.
and, like, you know, convinced me to go through with it, which is what they were doing in the moment,
Mhm.
irregardless.
Mhm.
Um, so there was like a full circle miss
Yeah.
for me that was different. Both of the dreams were completely unique to my dream style.
Right.
Yeah.
So it sounds really interesting. Um, just thinking about having the type of dream that actually is a replay of your past, but you're changing your decision. Um, and
Yeah.
and that's never been a recurring dream for you. That
No.
type of dream or dreams that I hear sound like recurring dreams, but this was not.
Mm-mm.
I think when people dream, multiple times a night, I try to find the connections between the 2. And so we were thinking about those and wanna just kinda
Yeah.
share about that.
Here. Yeah.
when, part of our process of interpretation is hearing from spirit, and I
Mhm.
just feel like as we just have that spiritual connection to be able to understand and see what divine messages are coming across.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what we're here to do.
I
And
can't wait.
yeah, yeah.
Hey.
So I love to hear. I know Tom was sharing he had a really strong connection to your dream, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, Tom.
Yeah, I was really impressed about the first dream. Like, you're how about you're going back and it seems like you're in a familiar place in New Hampshire. I lived in New Hampshire for a little while
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah, I can smell the I could see the turkey
Smell.
jumping around and
Yeah.
smell the smells and the big boulders. It's like I miss it,
Love
but
it.
I like going that part of your dream where you're going back and well, I kind of saw in that it's like it's just revealing a journey that you've had in your life with you and your family. Your was it two daughters and a son or
2 sons and a daughter.
two sons and daughter and it's like your journey is revealing like you've had this journey in your life in the past with them and you've gone up and in life you just were ascending if you will like and but you throughout all that time you saw this different stages of your family in and out different ages you walk with them throughout the stages of your life their life and as well and I could see where like as you stopped and sat on the rock you noticed the two cats also going up with you and then the one cat was there and it fell asleep and I was kinda stuck on that, but I was just meditating on it, and I was waiting for some insight, and then, it was one of your daughters where you'd, created that, sling, and she picked the cat up, and it was still asleep, so, you didn't wanna just held it close and kept going. I really felt too that there's things in your life that were like, our pets are like family to us, they're precious, they're like
Yeah.
I kinda felt too that that was like throughout that journey that you were taking with your family that there was some your daughter was there to also help you um hold not lose but hold dear precious times and memories
Mhm.
that you had during that stage of your life with them not to lose that the cat kind of represented the memories too
Mhm.
that you would hold dear and she was part of helping you um, and carrying that, not losing that.
Mhm.
And that's what I kind of felt regarding that. And but yeah, really you're showing your journey in life in the stages that that you went through with them as a family unit, different stages. And good thing you're going up too. That's
Yeah.
encouraging, even though it's a hard
Yeah.
past going uphill with your family and um, in a familiar place in the past. It's like just really like I'm seeing that just it's revealing to you just the you've gone through this journey together with your family as a family unit and have seen different stages of their lives and as you walked with them and in and out of different stages of their life and yours and seeing you also your daughter being playing a really important role of taking helping you keep memories, precious memories, which I believe represented kind of like the kitties, the family pets that were precious, like but how one of them fell asleep and she ended up helping you with the sling and putting the cat so you can continue on. I think that she was really integral and used in helping you to hold precious thoughts and memories of your life during that time, even though it was like a tough time, but you're still moving forward.
We appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you. So, mhm.
Um, yeah, I thought the picture of the mountain climbing it's a mountain, not of something insurmountable, but I feel like it's a picture of the current and that now, even though there are tough spots, it's more for enjoyment. It's the joy of knowing you can get through, tough parts of a hike, for example. And I feel like the kittens being in the dream really speaks of the safety that was
in the mountains. Like in my imagination, the kittens are not leashed, and there's no predators, and there's no fear that they will, flee or be lost. So there's this great sense of safety and tranquility. And what I also see in both the first dream and the second is kind of a return to youth, and for you to see your kids coming in and out of the trees. It's almost like as your family is being restored, that childlikeness is able and safe to come out. And so I feel like as you're seeing even your children heal through this journey, you're seeing glimpses of their true nature and their, you know, yeah. Um, yeah, and I feel like your oldest helping you with the sling also, yeah, speaks. So maybe that support, maybe even emotional support you could have received during that time, which is like a special bond that I feel like first children
Yeah.
carry with their lungs. And yeah.
Yeah, I picked up on that sling too. And also, there's something that you have in common with her in care and caring for animals and a heart of sensitivity and some kind of I call it kind of a mercy for people and for animals and for creation. Um, I think something else that keeps coming to me is that there was purpose in your marriage, even though you have regrets, you have your kids, and so just the good things that came out of the relationship, even though there was turmoil and even though there was abuse, you have your kids, and part of that journey is having them, and you saying no in your wedding was saying no to the abuse. It was saying no to the aspects that you knew weren't healthy for you. And I see this connection of you walking up the mountain and making a decision toward health and toward healthy emotions, healthy relationships. When there's connections being made to two different dreams, you're saying no to one thing and yes to another. So you say no to the toxic parts and yes to peace, and yes to family, and yes to that connection, yes to your love for nature and so many things. Um, you know, and also I'm trying to get some understanding about the ages of your kids changing. I think that's really significant. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Tom said it nicely when he was talking about the journey and how we've been there for each other through the different stages.
Stages of each one's life, like
That
stage age of 4, family of 4.
and there's so much sweetness in watching your kids climb a mountain or play on a trail. But
I found too, like I'm keep thinking about the time where when you all stopped and took a rest and you were eating together and snacking. And I just really felt like too that during those times of your life, there was provided for you like a stability for you to stop and just take a breath and because of just life. And you learned that was instilled in you just to learn how to just, okay, detach from all the, because when I go into the mountains and stuff, I just go to detach from everything. It's like I'm just, okay, creation here. I can tune into the spiritual creator, and it's like, and creation is just speaking. And I'm just like, oh, thank God for freedom from all the static of the that I've gone through down there and stuff. But
yeah, absolutely.
Well, and also in recent times, they found, I mean, we all have heard that nature is like a natural antidepressant, but they've only recently discovered it's really related to awe. When you encounter awe, or whether it's something divine or in nature, that it combats, all of the depression and anxiety. And I wonder if the mountain is also a picture of their just emotional, spiritual growth as well as yours. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so healing spending time in nature. The rain
Oh, yeah. Coming down.
Yeah.
I love that your last name is free too, by the way. And it's, it kept striking me that your last name and this dream just felt so free, walking up the mountain and enjoying the enjoyment. Um, it was like this is what life was meant to be for me. Yeah.
Mm. Me too. I really liked what you said about the kids being a support, because that was so true for me in this transition. The kids really grew up and showed up in ways that were humbling to me as a parent. And I think I was reminded on a number of occasions how you children see everything. We think that we're hiding ourselves or we're hiding our issues from them, even to protect them, when in fact they're often hiding the fact that they can clearly see you to protect you from yourself. And that's like really humbling when that becomes evident. And you're like, oh, okay. They know everything. Yeah. Yeah. They miss the, yeah. Mm, yeah.
I also thought in the wedding, are we moving to the wedding shake?
Or just kind of combining them.
Combining?
Yeah, whatever you want to.
Yeah, I just thought it was such a beautiful picture of your voice being validated and still maintaining the community connection, like not experiencing rejection for being,
Mhm.
completely yourself. And I feel it's almost like you, we make the best decision we can with what we know at the time. And so I feel like um, for you to go back in the dream now as a person who has been through all of that and to make that expression, it's really like a milestone, like where you can see your own growth and your own empowerment and healing.
Mhm. Mhm. Be here. No. Mhm.
Well, we would love to pronounce a blessing for you. We like to do that with our
Please.
guests, if that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. No, I would love that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Tom, would you like to go first?
Sure. Elske, again.
Yeah, Elska.
Elska. And I just want to bless you, Elska, and um, that you just continue to march forward in your life, and go forward in your life and your in journey and as well as your family, your sons and daughter, and that you'll continue to just walk out and discover the things that have always been there for you to walk out and fulfill, like destiny, and that you'll just be blessed and stepping into that and finding the specific connections and stepping stones to walk on. And I just bless you with that understanding, that you'd get spiritual understanding and even insight and have intuition, and that you would fulfill the purpose for which you will put on earth and born, that you won't miss out on that, but that you know that, hey, I'll even the issues of the past, it's something you move on, but you're also going to carry something that is going to help others come across your path that are may be going through the similar things that you actually walk through, and you didn't run from, but you actually climbed over, if you will, like you went off over the mountain, you overcame the obstacles, that you're going to be blessed in such a way to be able to speak into people's lives in the depths of their pain, and bring a freedom. That part of your destiny is to do that in life, and that you just know even more, and um that understanding would just be unfolded. I bless you in that.
Thank you. And thank you.
Mhm.
Mm.
Well, Elska, I want to bless you in this season as an empty nester from one mom
Thank
to
you.
another.
Yeah.
Just really for you to find support, and as you have your connection with spirit, that you find support there, and that this season is going to be more extravagant than it has been in the past. That and even that as you deal with grief and that loss of what you've had in the past, that you're able to look forward to the new, and that you're able to say yes to the things that you know bring you peace and no to the things that bring you chaos.
Thank you.
It's been such a pleasure to have you as part of this episode. There is so much peace around you and so much grounding.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love being around you. It's just really, it's like very relaxing.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Dreams Unwrapped is a ministry of the Wellness Media Group. To learn more about our classes, retreats, books, and podcasts, please visit us at springswellness.org.